Previously on Co-Parenting with the Spurlings.
Right now I'm headed up to a loft and we're going to record a video there, a music video. I don't think Stephanie likes my music.
We're many years removed, but I'm human, so listening to the music sometimes takes me back.
I invited Just Brittany to Beans and Cornbread Studio to hear my latest album, Coffee King International. I have another one. I might need to change up my technique or something. Sit back and listen to the body of the work. There's a very powerful message in it.
I hear it for what it is. Like I hear 3 girls in the bed, I see 3 girls in the bed or something like that. So the songs were rather risque for me.
When Stephanie says my music is overly sexualized, it means she hasn't actually listened to it.
The thing that brought me to going to a counselor was I was just at a point where I realized I needed a break.
I want to purchase Stephanie a really nice gift. Nothing says, hey, you're all right with me like a diamond.
You are the father. Okay. All right.
The boys and I are getting ready to go to the beautiful island of Hispaniola and the country of the Dominican Republic. I'm taking my boys to the Dominican Republic because they need to see how other people that look like them live. So they will appreciate the privileges that they have living in Texas, living in Houston, and living in my house and their mother's houses. The island of Hispaniola is very beautiful. The Dominican Republic, beautiful island, very historical. But there's also some history that I wanted to help the boys explore. At this point, we're just hanging out on the beach. I'm letting them enjoy it. They're interacting with other children their age. They're just enjoying the island life. An island that looks much like the islands where my family is from. So look, I need a haircut. I mean, then Roman, say hi. You know, Roman Willie, huh?
Mañana sábado.
So look, I want my kids to play baseball. I know your son plays baseball. Yeah. Well, hey, maybe you can introduce me to him, because I want my kids just to play with the kids one day. Maybe.
I mean, in the night, me practicing my song, you know.
Okay, good.
Practicing my song.
Okay, good. Then after we leave, we'll go down there, we'll talk to them. Okay. I appreciate it. The boys and I are on the way to play baseball with some kids who are about their age at one of the local teams. Baseball to me is a great team sport. It allows for you to excel, but also to help the team win. I wanted them to be put in a place where the kids look like them, but these kids are hungry. These kids want to remove themselves and their families from poverty, and so they'll do anything to try to win. They're practicing, they're playing hard, they're hustling, they're yelling, they're moving.
It was kind of hard playing because we didn't understand what people were saying.
Yo también jugué con ellos y ellos siempre vienen ante mí, siempre vienen a practicar y hablar con los niños. Yo les digo, mira.
I didn't understand what they were saying. The only thing I heard was blah.
I could definitely see the difference between how my sons were playing and how the other kids were playing, and it was a little irritating. Dennis and Roman really, they didn't really take it seriously. To them, it's just another sport. These other little kids who are Dominican, who are playing baseball because to them that's their only avenue out of abject poverty, they use baseball as an exit. Kind of like I use education to help me get out of South Central Los Angeles.
Now you gotta get home. If you score, that's your first score ever. All right? That's a big deal. You understand what I'm saying? You want to win? The team needs you. All right? All right. Just put one foot off the base, keep one foot on the base, and get ready to take off. Go, 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 go! Good job, Roman. All right. High five. Hey, good coach. Hey.
Taco Toro, Vitico, Taco Toro y...
You hear me? You did a good job. Come here, Roman. Where's Roman? See these kids right here? These kids are more like me than you are. Did you know that? And the reason is they grew up like I did. These kids look just like you. If I was looking from a distance, I wouldn't be able to tell a Dominican kid from a little American kid. You understand what I'm saying? And as a father, it's important for me to make you understand what life is about. Not everybody's gonna give you everything. You gotta earn it. Everything I have, I earned it, and I work hard for it, just like these kids. See all these faces right here? Look at them. They want to be winners. They want to be successful. You understand? You guys did good. It's your first day of practice. I'm proud of you. I think you did pretty good, and I'm proud of you guys, man. So, high five to you. All right? And let's get on out of here. We got to go back home now. And thank you again, Coach. I'm going to get on out of here. Thank you so much. And we'll be back next summer, okay? All right, thanks, Coach. We'll see you later. Bye. All right, come on.
I decided to take my boys to Santo Domingo, Dominican Republic, which is the capital city of the Dominican Republic. My attorney is in the Dominican Republic, so I needed to go by there and fill out some documents, and I think it was a good opportunity for me to take the boys so they could see people in other countries doing business, being professionals, having professional offices, people that look like them, people that they can be inspired by. Yeah, this is my oldest son. Introduce yourself, shake hands like a big boy. Yep. Mi nombre es Dennis en español. This is Roman. Cool with the shades on there. They brought some coffee in here for me. Let's go ahead. They helped me start the Coffee King International Company here in the Dominican Republic. You see? And this is the law office that formed all my paperwork. Salud. And this is where we're also working on getting my immigration papers so that I can become a dual citizen of the Dominican Republic.
What's dual?
Dual is when you have citizenship in two different countries. You see? Look at this. This is important. This is your family history right here.
This is the taxes certificate.
What does that say? What does that say here? And what is it? Yes.
That's our
Right. And that means I'm an official company here in the Dominican Republic. Whose name is that, boys?
yours.
What does it say? Dennis?
Demon Spurling.
That's right.
That's
Okay.
right. I'm gonna give you.
Okay, is that in there?
Yes, it's already there.
Okay, so we got that. Okay, well then I think we're about through here. So thank you for your time. I appreciate you. I want them to understand how important it is that they take steps to ensure their own financial futures and they understand how business works. Do you have any questions?
Because in the future, this company is gonna be for them.
Yeah, if they listen and do what they're supposed to do, because I don't care if you are my son or not. This business is designed to help people here and help people in the United States with jobs. The objective here is to put people to work. And so if you are responsible enough, and if you are responsible enough, I'll give it to you. Otherwise, I'm gonna give it to somebody else. These are important lessons. You understand? When you have that type of control over somebody's life, you don't want to mess around and you don't want to be some kind of clown. You understand what I mean? It's a very serious business. So yes, if you're good boys, you educate yourselves, you understand how business works, then you can have the company. But if you don't, then I'm not going to give it to you. Remember what I told you earlier? You got to be better than me. That's your charge in life. That's your charge. See, so thank you very much for your time. I appreciate you all. Have a wonderful everybody. So this coffee is delicious. This is the coffee king.
It's a really good coffee, like coffee king.
Mm-hmm. That's right.
She was nice. She gave her dad some coffee. It was from the Coffee King business. It didn't have any sugar in it, but I wanted to try it. But it wasn't sweet at all. It was bitter.
My boys responded to the attorney as I thought they should, with respect and courtesy. It was good for them to see a Dominican woman who was an attorney, who had her own office, and but she spoke Spanish, but she was still a professional. It helped them see that people communicate in many different languages. What I want my boys to do is be open to other people's culture. I don't want them to be closed off. I don't want them to think they're better because they live here, or they're smarter because they speak this language, or whatever sort of stereotypical notions might fall into their brains. I want to dispel those things before they get set. So this was a great trip for me. They got to see a powerful, effective Dominican woman attorney who ran her own business, and I think it was a good lesson for them. In Santo Domingo, by the harbor, they have a lot of museums. On your way out, there is the remnants of a very, very painful and dreadful time in Western history. And I think it really affected them. I decided to take my boys to Santo Domingo, Dominican Republic. The reason I wanted to do that because it is a very historical city. The Caribbean was kind of like the first stop before the African slaves came to the United States and were sent to different parts of the Western Hemisphere. But more importantly, this was one of the first places that Christopher Columbus stopped when he got to the New World. Now, the Taino Indians were there when Christopher Columbus arrived. Now, history, all the way up until recently, said that Christopher Columbus discovered America. And when you look at the map on the wall and you see the 4 trips that he took, and I pointed this out to my boys, he never actually landed in the United States of America. So to say he discovered America is kind of incorrect. He did discover an island with people on it, which is something that I pointed out to my boys. That's like somebody coming to your house and discovering your room and your toys. Did they really discover them, or did they just see you already there doing what it was that you have been doing for thousands of years? I always tell my boys that the truth shall set you free. And I'm a person that really believes in the truth, not just because I practice law, but the truth is what drives me in the practice of law. The truth hurts sometimes. The truth has a tendency to upset lies most of the time. And a lie cannot withstand the light of the truth. And so by me taking my boys and showing them a lesson in the power of the truth, I hope that they will take that lesson on into their lives, into their adult lives, and always seek out the truth for themselves and not just take some other person's word for it. It doesn't matter if it's in a textbook or it comes from some person that is supposed to know more than them. It's their job to investigate the truth and find the truth for themselves. See these balls and chains and all these things right here? Inside that Christopher Columbus Museum, on your way out, there is the remnants of a very, very painful and dreadful time in Western history. And that has to do with the transatlantic slave trade. Like they run cows in Texas, and that lets the people know that this is the property of somebody else. I know. Oftentimes we in the United States, we think that slavery only existed here in the southern states of the United States, which is incorrect. Slavery was rampant. It was a horrible time. It was a travesty on humanity. And the Dominican Republic was one of those places where slavery was most brutal. So I had an opportunity to explain to my boys what they were looking at, and I think it really affected them. It let them know the sacrifices, both willing and unwilling, people made so that they could be where they are today.
Going to the museum made me feel scared. I didn't want to go by all the stuff. I just thought it was creepy.
My boys take Brilliant Gracie Jiu-Jitsu here in the Houston area, and it's a great experience for them. But you really never know how good you are until you take your skill set and your training and you challenge people in other places. Earlier that week, my boys had a tough time playing ball against these Dominican kids, because the truth is they've never had any experience playing baseball. And so they had a tough time playing baseball against these Dominican children. So they got an opportunity to go out there and test themselves, and I think they did a pretty good job.
We went to the jiu-jitsu. It was really easy, a little bit easy. Because we were taught by the master. They weren't that good.
You guys did good. Ready to get out of here? Did good. Make new friends, learn a little Spanish. How do you say, oh, you know how to say armbar in Spanish now? Almost got it. Come on, let's get out of here. We gotta get on back to Texas. Well, we spent a great time here in the Dominican Republic. I think the boys learned a lot. My boys had a tough time playing ball against these Dominican kids. The boys do a lot of individual combat sports, but this is an opportunity for them to learn to work together with other people, to communicate and to hustle, and to, it helps build camaraderie. My boys take Brilliant Gracie Jiu-Jitsu. They got an opportunity to go out there and test themselves, and I think they did a pretty good job. I think that it gave them a hunger. Every boys, girls, people need to know that there's something that they're good at to build confidence. And as a father, it's better for me to show my boys than to tell them. I think it really affected them. For them to be able to go out there and say, you know what? Daddy was right for making us do all those push-ups. Daddy was right for making us do this training, because look how good we are. And hopefully that'll transfer on to other things. Daddy is right for having us do this extra homework. Or mommy is right for having us do this extra math problem and reading this book. It builds confidence in their parents, and that in turn bleeds into them, and you raise confident, healthy, strong-minded kids. I always tell my boys that the truth shall set you free. I.e., Christopher Columbus took 4 trips to the New World, none of which landed him in the United States.
He did this, and then he went like this, then he went like this. He didn't go actually touching the real North America or South America.
I hope that they will take that lesson on into their lives, into their adult lives, and always seek out the truth for themselves and not just take some other person's word for it. I'm appreciative of the fact that I can do this. I'm happy that I have the resources and the time to be able to take my boys out of the country, and so that they can experience other cultures and embrace these other cultures and hopefully learn valuable lessons from other people in other cultures. So this was a great trip for them. Back to the USA. And the DNA test has come back, and it says that I am Elijah's father.
We're going to be very good big brothers.
I walked into a beautiful room with cedar walls, bottles of red and white wine everywhere.
So I hear you have big plans for us tonight.
Oh yes, an exotic dish for an exotic woman.
Exotic.
She might decide she doesn't like me, but she'll always love you boys.
Oh, I have the pork chops and you have the octopus.
Octopus.
I walk in, I sit down, the boys are kind of fidgety, and Dennis has like a little smirk, and then they pull out a box. Then I open the box, and there's this light shining on.
Oh, wow.